Well, hi. I got to get myself comfortable. Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday brunch. Woo! Good to see everyone here. Got to get myself a little organized here, get my lighting set up. We've got some nice sun coming in here from the southeast. I hope you all like that. It is Sunday, March 27th. And I am Whimsy, the Oracle of Whimsy, my alter ego. We get together on Sundays and we have brunch together. So this is a brunch get together where we talk about politics like friends do on Sundays. Not all of us can get out of the house. Not all of us can get down to Portland and join me for brunch. So I'm bringing brunch to you. So let's start with the basics. I'm having my tea. It's steeping. This tea I got at the Indian supply store. I like PG Tips. People wanted to know what my usual tea is. It's PG Tips, but they didn't have it the last time I was at the Indian supply store. So I got myself a Brook Bond, which tastes very similar, but come on, it's not PG Tips, which is a great working class tea that I like quite a bit. So I just put this on. It's steeping. I'm going to have that. Be curious to know what all of you are drinking for your brunch. And of course, we always have, because I do get hot flashes. I got a nice, big, giant, massive glass of ice water. I always like to have that here because, I hang out with you folks for an hour and a half and got to have some water. Boy, we've got so much to talk about. There's, wow, it's insane what's going on in the world. So let's go ahead. We'll start with gratitude while people show up. Usually it takes a couple minutes for people to find the stream. Let's start with Joanna Burgess. Hi, Joanna. How you doing, Joanna? Thank you for being a member of the Oracle of Whimsy and supporting the channel. I appreciate you. Equus 3333 Marie, right? Is that how Marie owns Equus 33? Good to see you. I'm Marie. Hi, Marie. Super Queen Bee in the house. Excuse me. My cough is much better, by the way. Thanks. People were worried about my cough. I got a big load of dust a couple days ago. I had all the soil from last year. I have a lot of soil. I've been conditioning it. I put cork in it. I put stuff to absorb water. I think I put too much cork in it because it's hard to hydrate the soil, those of you who are farmers. And I'm doing everything raised bed. But I got a little sick last week, to be honest with you. I did have gloves on, but I didn't use my, I didn't use any kind of mask. They say you should when you're mixing that much dust, but it was extremely dry and dusty because it was last year's soil. And it had no water in it at all. And I kept pouring water into it and it would just bead on the top of this. So I knew that whatever I planted seeds were not going to germinate. And so I just spent all of last week adding water and then getting it to soak the cork and then adding. And then I did a whole raised bed last week. It's now coming up. It's very exciting. So, but this week I didn't do that. Right now I'm just focusing on a couple mild things I'm planting. Like I'm starting my beans now. So that's what's going on with the homestead here. Hi, Rita Domi. Good to see you. Hi, Angela Bruce. Welcome aboard. Nice to see you. Jane Seeker Tarot. Hi. Thank you, Jane, for being a member. It's much appreciated. Chris Crowdis. Hi. Hello. Rachel White is in the house. Angela Messina. Boa. Kay Travel Tarot. Hi, Kay. Good to see you here. Kay is a great driving instructor and a great tarot reader. Be sure and check out her channel. We have a lot of fun over there. Timeless Freedom. Hello, hello. Ruth Pearl, my beautiful Ruth Pearl. Pearl, for those of you who don't know, is an unbelievable artist. Usually I have some of her stuff shown here. I don't know where you can find her art, but she's extremely gifted. She's the one that painted one of the pictures of Mila, the small one on it was amazing. Anyway, good to see you here, Ruth. Joseph LaQuenta's in the house. Catherine Lane, hi, thank you for being a member. Well, so let's talk. We'll keep saying hi to people as we go on. I'll be continuing to nurse my cough. Much better today, though. The cough is much, much better. I do have another bin, a dry bin, which it doubles as compost because there's worms in it, that I was going to work on today, but I will take everyone's advice. I will not go into that bin without putting a mask on because I don't want to go through what I went through last week. Hi, Mark. Mark Rhodes Extraordinaire, friend of mine, recently had a birthday as well, by the way. We sung him happy birthday, but he missed it. So, Cartomansky's Mesquite. Hi, Cartomansky Mesquite. Thank you for being a moderator today. Mark Rhodes is a moderator now. He didn't ask for that, but I made him one. Geocosmic Valentine, good to see you here. So, folks, how do I join Hcrv training? Let's start with the basics. So, class starts again. It's a 10-week series. Everything you want to know about heart-centered remote viewing. If you do the homework and you send the notes to me at the end of the quarter, I can give you certification for Hcrv. I can give you certification, and there are a couple of other people now that teach Hcrv as well. We have a couple other people now teaching and certifying. Isn't that awesome? So that starts Tuesday at 5 p.m. class 1. Like I said, I think it's a really great series. I think some people just keep repeating it over and over and over again because and a lot of people come to Hcrv. They're not interested in certification. They show up when they want to. They're members. They just want to practice. We do 2 targets every week. 2 random targets that we show you how to find, whether it's a city, a town, a neighborhood, a person, and then we have you lock on the target, access information, and tell us what you can figure out. Oh my God, Linda B. Hi, good to see you. Thanks for helping. Her husband cut his finger off. They had to amputate it totally. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. How horrifying. Jeez. Hi, Joanna Burgess. If I haven't said hi to you yet. Sue Malek, good to see you. April 4th, I don't understand the question about that. Life is a mindset, Lorraine. Good to see you. Oh, Michelle Maybell, good. Yeah, just come to practice. We usually get about 10, 20 people in, and it's a good size class. And then we discuss impressions, thoughts, images that came to our mind as we meditate on the target. And then you learn general theory about the energetic body's anatomy and why sensation technique works, the history of heart-centered remote viewing. It's a good class. Yeah, it is Hcrv is basically the fundamentals of what it is to be a medium, because a medium enters into an altered state. So some people are better at entering altered states than others. And so the purpose of Hcrv is to access information in the altered state using sensations that you feel in your body or impressions you feel. So if you can get yourself into a guided altered state, that's a huge advantage if you're trying to be a medium. We focus a lot on that, how to get into the altered state, how to maintain the altered state. Most people cannot be down into a strong altered state, maximum 20 minutes. Oh, Sterling wished the area. Oh, that's sweet of him. Oh, Geocosmic, I've seen a huge improvement in your work. Hi, Miss Patricia. Oh, something catastrophic on April. I don't buy into that BS. People just make crap up and then it passes and then they go off to the next disaster. It's just not that people who watch this channel for the last 4 years, we don't resonate. We don't do catastrophe here. We have fun, we have entertainment, and believe it or not, I would say the vast majority of people here believe in science and are very grounded. We come here to entertain ourselves. HCRV is real, we can prove it, but we can prove it as a science. It's a secular technique. So we're not into that whole doomsday. That's for another channel. We believe it's science, but we believe that, look, I believe in aliens, but I believe there's science to it, right? So, yeah. I mean, if you were randomly, somebody had asked me that yesterday. Well, you're a bunch of woo-woo nut jobs. And I'm like, really? Have you talked to my channel, the people that watch this channel? I would say the overwhelming majority are extremely educated. And those people who don't have college degrees are extremely well-read. And I would say the vast majority of people that watch this channel very much believe in science, but they're open-minded and they look at data. And there are phenomenon to this type of technique. I think we prove it's not random. Other people have proven HCRV too. There were studies out of Israel, studies out of Russia, studies out of the United States. So no, you don't have to be woo-woo. And we have fun, right? We have fun. But yeah, we could take a random poll right now and ask how many people here know what the scientific method is, hypothesis, theory, experiment, test and experiment. How many people here understand scientific theory and believe in it and have studied it? You'd probably be shocked at the majority that would say, absolutely. We're just open-minded and we're here to have fun and be open-minded, right? People, Carl Jung, right, who heavily believed in HCRV, right? His research was all on the collective, right? He was a psychiatrist, right? Yeah. Lots of teachers, lawyers. Don't have to give up science. We embrace science, right? Because science shows us, well, it's kind of like the chief rabbi of the state of Israel was a scientist and he was an anthropologist and he loved science. He's like, no, science helps me understand the Torah. It helps me understand the metaphysical, the awesomeness of life, the wonder. It's a wonder, right? The wonder of creation. So we shouldn't fear science. Yeah, Kel Bell has a master's in science. Don't be afraid of science. Very educated people here. Okay, so speaking of science and speaking of HCRV and speaking of remote viewing, well, it's like Marie's table. She used to have a sign, I believe in science. I believe in science. It's okay, you can do both. We get it. We get it here. Oh, Bend. Oh my God. I love that part of the world. Bend, Oregon, most beautiful. I'm hoping to get a spring break over in Bend and Sisters. I'm going to come for the coffee and the hiking. Best place in the world to go hiking and have a great cup of coffee is Sisters, Oregon and Bend, Oregon. Yeah, or Jody Rogers. See? So to the person who asked that question yesterday, can I watch this channel? I believe in science. You'll be very comfortable here. Okay. Let's talk first gratitude. I want to thank everybody who sent me birthday wishes. Thank you so much for the birthday presents and the birthday wishes. I turned 59. Yes. And next year, 60. So it has to be somewhere absolutely amazing for my 60th birthday. But boy, 59, I'm definitely feeling it. I also wanted to give thank you to Eileen and Richard. Thank you for the shower streamers. I have not, you know what? I was going to open this up and I was going to start using the shower streamers today, but then I thought if I take a shower and I use the shower streamers, then I won't be able to show everybody this nice box from Eileen and Richard. Isn't that sweet? They smell gorgeous. So these are shower streamers, eucalyptus and peppermint, lavender, vanilla, patchouli. Does that sound lovely? Thank you, thank you. And I'll be sending you a thank you note. Oh, hi, Kay. Kay has been very kind. She helped me learn to drive. The only problem is she kept telling me everything was great, 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 even when I was like crashing into things. So, oh, good to have you here as a fairy and angel, Kay. But no, I didn't do. I only did a slight tap. I was backing. She came to get me a couple weeks ago because I said, you know, I need to practice, and she was brave. She actually loaned me her new car. Anyway, so then we went to Jake's and we had amazing food at Jake's. Oysters. Okay. Oh, I will definitely hang out with you, Gail, if you're in the Bend area, because I love that part. Oh, okay, that's a good idea. We'll do a video of me. Maybe we'll do it for the Patreon channel. I have a Patreon channel. Don't crash. You know, I'm terrified of driving, but I got to get through it. I got to get through it because my big dream in life is to drive cross country. I don't want to live in my car. Okay. That is a fantasy that I would be over within 5 minutes, right? Also, I've been watching these videos. What are they? 411 missing. Have you guys watched the 411 missing videos? Have you guys seen these things? Guy goes out into the woods, goes around a corner, and he's gone. It's like there's nowhere for him to go, and people go missing, and it's crazy. So makes you afraid to go out into the woods. It's fascinating, though. Oh, hi, Kim. Welcome to Elders and Empaths. First class is on Tuesday. Make sure you make it. So what's everybody drinking? And then we're going to go ahead and we're just waiting for everybody to show up. And then I'm going to go ahead and give today's remote view. I'm having my black tea. Going to have a little cream with it. What are you guys having? Coffee, tea, water? What are you drinking for your brunch? Oh, tea? Are you doing an herbal tea or which one? Are you doing like a black tea or are you doing an herbal? Coffee with almond milk? That's pretty good. How do you keep the almond milk from curdling though? I've noticed that some almond milk curdles. So I was gaining weight from all the coconut sugar, so I've added a little bit of xylitol so that I can reduce the amount and it still stays sweet. But I'll be honest with you, I don't like the taste of erythritol as much as I do sugar and coconut sugar. But I've just been consuming too many calories. Hazelnut creamer. Ooh, that sounds delicious. Lemongrass tea. Yeah, Be Gray. Be Gray is talking about that you can do a concoction where you can diffuse the herbs, you know, just seep them in hot water, or you can do like decoctions where you actually boil the herbs. You bring them to a boil. That's going to bring out more of the extraction. We see that in Chinese medicine a lot, where we will boil the herbs. And sometimes you can boil the herbs to do an extraction, boil down the water. This is with roots especially, and you've pulled out a lot of the extractions with the heat and the water. And then when you're down to just the roots boiled, then you can pour the alcohol over the herbs, whether it's 100 proof vodka or something like that, and then you leave it for a couple of weeks. That's another way to extract the medicine from, say, something that's really tough, like a root. You can pound the roots say you've got a root like valerian root or something, you can chop it, you can chop it up, then you bring it to a boil to extract as much of the medicine of the valerian root as possible. And then when you get it down to a dark black liquid, pour the alcohol over it, 4 to 1, 4 parts alcohol to 1 part root, put it in a jar, and then just leave it alone and let the extraction of the alcohol is non-polar, and it's going to extract the rest of the medicine for you. So it's just something cool to learn when you're looking at medicinal extractions from herbs, that you can do that. Oh, hi, Anita Larson. Welcome to Elders and Empaths. Good to see you here. And of course, Melissa Miller has upgraded. Good to see her as well. And Kim Coyote is an elders. Boy, I hope you all can make class next week. It's a great intro class, is a lot of fun. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. We've been hanging for a while. I think everybody's here. So the first question and the first comments we've been getting still have to do with the war in Ukraine. Is everybody ready for us to start talking a little bit about the remote views? Okay, so last week when we talked, are we ready? Yeah, the teas are good. Am I switching too fast? Aw, hi Gold Weaver. Welcome to Elders and Healers. I'm so glad you could be here. Hope to see you on Tuesday. Okay, so getting back to the remote view on Ukraine, it was really, really scary. There was a time there energetically, I think we all felt it, where Putin really had no stopgap, right? This is the big fear everybody has. I don't know if Biden stuck his foot in his mouth. Everyone's saying that. But I think that Biden, Debbie Brady, let me go ahead and pin what Debbie said, because I think what Debbie is saying is really important. And that is, did Biden stick his foot in his mouth? You know, let's talk about that. Saying that, getting a bit of a chill, saying that Putin had to be removed. I don't think so. I think that it's very clear that there's no way that we are going to be able to normalize relations with Russia until Putin is removed. And I think that's very obvious. And I think when you go into this energy, it's very, very obvious that Putin has to go. That the West cannot normalize or do business with Russia when Russia is invading the West. This goes back also to remotes. When we talk about China, we talk about trade, we talk about the whole fact that this stupid Cold War was about competing for trade, getting control of the Black Sea. This did nothing to help the economy of Russia, and it certainly didn't do anything to help the economy of trade with Russia, right? The other thing I would point out is that it speaks to the corruption in Russia, because if your military is not loyal to the government, if you don't love Russia, if you're not making sure that the money is going to where it belongs, then there's no reason to ensure that the money that was supposed to be earmarked to the government, to the military, is going to wind up with the military, right? So what's starting to come out from the war is the amount of corruption, which is something we've talked about, like North Korea, right? Where people are stealing so much money from the Russian government that I think it literally, they bankrupted their own military. If anything, I would say that what we're seeing with the military in Russia is incompetence and loss of money. Where'd the money go? Why didn't they upgrade all this stuff? So it's a lot of smoke and mirror. And I think we see the same smoke and mirror in North Korea as well. We've talked about also in the past the fact that Putin was starting to feel a little scared and cagey around his own cabinet members. Like, who are you people? I don't know you people. Now it's coming out that the West had information about what was going on militarily, because theoretically we had access to the military because we had people inside the Russian military that were telling the Ukrainian military where to bomb. In plain words, there were pro-Ukrainians inside the military. There were pro-West, pro-Americans whose job inside the Russian military was to sabotage the operation. And there were so many saboteurs inside the Russian military that they were going to do everything in their power to make sure that this campaign failed. That's what it looks like. And specifically, if you go ahead and you open your map, you know how sometimes we do that here. If you go to another tab and you open up the map and you look at the Ukraine and you look at the Aegis and the Black Sea, what you'll see is that southeast area. I don't think it can be maintained, because when you go into that energy, and that's also where that ship was bombed. When you go into that area, you feel there's so much sabotage and corruption that there's no way they can hold on to the southeast of Ukraine, because they don't care about the mission, because a lot of them are stealing from the military themselves. There's a long history of people stealing from the coffers of Russia. That's what it looks like. And so the embarrassing display of the military is what happens when you have a military that doesn't care about the country that they're fighting for. And so in a way, it's kind of like a lesson for all of us as Americans. Is this going to happen in our own country? If you don't care about the country, and if the only reason you're in American politics is because you want to get zero interest loans from a foreign government that's promising you the world, and then you got to do a little lobbying for them, right? If that's the kind of corruption we're looking at in DC with dark money, will the same thing happen to us? Will our military collapse? Well, we know that our military is pulling back. We know that a lot of former military, they need to make money. They're getting their training from the American Army. Then they go and they join private contracting firms because it's about using their skills to make money. And so that's really going to be the conversation going forward, is will this happen to us? Specifically watch the southeast, because that whole area has been sabotaged, which leads me to think there's no way they're going to be able to take the southeast. To pay attention to the supply chain. That was the main thing that they were focusing on, and giving information to the Ukrainians through intelligence. This is why Putin knows that somebody inside of his intelligence is helping. Also, the Americans knew too much, which is how Putin knew that he'd been sabotaged. This feels to me like mutiny. When I felt the energy and the paranoia, I wrote the term mutiny. So he went crazy. It's like, ever see the Kane mutiny with Humphrey Bogart? It looks like that. Like, this is mutiny. I don't see Putin staying in power. And I think that people say that, oh, Biden shouldn't have said that. Biden is saying what the people in positions of power in Russia are saying. I mean, it's weird. Right after Putin gave that speech and somebody pulled the plug on him, that's when the energy shifts. And it's almost as if this hidden force is in charge, and who the hell are they? It's a very strange feeling, like, who is really in charge? And you can really feel Putin's paranoia when you go into it, because it's a feeling of, who are these people? Where's this information coming? One minute you think you've got a loyal cabinet, the next minute you realize none of these people are loyal to me. And I've miscalculated everything. And that's kind of where Putin's at right now. Isn't that crazy? Mutiny. Let's talk about it. What do you think? Yeah, Joel Tilson. Very good point from Joel Tilson. It feels almost like he's been contained. house arrest. Well, I'm in the bunker waiting for the third World War. This goes to what Joel is saying. Well, you can stay in the bunker, but that does, and you can stay in the bunker for the next 40 years. It's like they took his toys away. It feels like there's a containing. I even wonder if the video of him talking about Russia being persecuted, you wonder if that's even when it was shot, what it means. I don't know. It's a very strange feeling. I don't feel like Putin is as powerful as he was. It's very weird. Hi, Carrie Dye. Thank you for the donation. Much appreciated. Hi, Jody Rogers. Love the mariachis. That's good to see you here. Okay, so that's basically what I have in terms of just summing up the, look to the southeast. I think it's collapsing. I mean, look, they better get out of there, get out of Dodge fast, because it goes back to like the Peloponnesian Wars where they're being surrounded and kicked off. But it's even worse than that, because they've got so many informants and spies in the Russian army that the Russians are telling them, yeah, this ship right over there, we got three ships, but the main, that they each dodge and protect each other. But you see that center ship right there? That's the main supply ship. That's the one you need to hit. And we want you to fire on the level 4. Here's the main place we want you to hit. That kind of information is coming from within the Russian military. That's what it looks like. Which explains why Putin's so paranoid. How can you win a war when you've got high-ranking people in positions of power calling into the Ukrainians and saying, here. Here's where you need to bomb. You can't win a war. All you can do is try and get the heck out of there as fast as possible and then regroup. Look, what they're trying to do is pull back and hold on to what little territory they have, parts of the Donbass, Crimea. We want to keep Crimea. You had Crimea. Nobody was trying to take Crimea, and you were creating problems in the Donbass, and nobody would. Now he's screaming, we want to keep Crimea. So they've created so much problems that now you can be sure the Ukrainians are going to march on Crimea. You got to get out of Dodge fast before you end up losing another 10,000 soldiers. That's what it looks like. Crazy. Okay, so it's 11:36. I think we should do the community prayer unless will Putin ever figure it out? I think it's pretty terrifying. Wouldn't you think that Putin is pretty terrified right now, sitting at that long table wondering which one of them is trying to poison him? He already had 2 poisoning attempts. Last year, we know, because we did a remote on it. He was looking all swollen. Those poisons can really damage your kidneys. Sometimes the kidneys come back. Sometimes they come back partially. He looked like he had kidney damage due to being poisoned. It looks like they hit him twice with something like ricin. And he said he had, in previous interviews, he said that he had 6 good assassination attempts. So it just takes one of his generals to pat him on the back with one of those needle rings. Have you heard about these spy needle rings? Those Russians, dang. Looks like a normal ring. It's got a needle on the back and it deposits a poison. And you just go up to the person and say, hey, how you doing? So he's like, don't touch me. Don't pat me on the back. I know. I helped invent those rings with my poisoner. He had his own poisoner, right? So you can put it at the tip of, they've also had it at the tip of an umbrella, right? You're walking behind somebody in London and you tap them with an umbrella and it's got that needle with the ricin at the end, or it's at the end of a ring. You probably wouldn't, you'd probably feel like your clothing, that something in your clothing pricked you, and you probably wouldn't even think about it. But ricin is so strong that it can fit on the head of a pin, and it can kill an elephant. It's really a strong poison. Spy needle ring. Yeah, Terry B. What goes around comes around. Yeah, they also put it in the tea. It's colorless and tasteless. Isn't that scary? You could put it in water. Yeah, the long staff. Hi, Candace Moon. Okay, let's do the community. You guys want to do the empath prayer and the community reading since everybody seems to be here? Put it in the toilet paper. Well, it can be absorbed by the skin, and so they have been putting it on underwear, all kinds of places. He fired his chief. A couple people have committed suicide. Not good. All right. I feel like a lot of do people feel like some of the fear has been brought down a little bit over Ukraine? Do you still feel the level of terror you did before? Do you feel like something has shifted and we're starting to feel a little safer? Do you still feel the level of anxiety you felt 2, 3 weeks ago? That's the question. Because I don't. Navalny was poisoned. I don't know if it was by his clothes, but maybe. You did good. I'm glad people are feeling better. I want to switch up the cards because I feel like I don't use all of my cards. I know I don't. So I'm going to use the Morgan Greer today, okay? Yeah, Geocosmic Valentine. Yeah, felt the shift. All right, let's go ahead. Let's do the empath prayer. And before I do, I also wanted to give a shout out to Marie Ramirez. She mailed me well, I can't get it now, but she mailed me one of those things to go shopping for my birthday. You know, a cart to go shopping because I don't have a car. I need a granny cart. So thank you, Marie. I got to send you a thank you. It's beautiful. It's purple. And yeah, so I gotta send her a thank you for that. All right, let's do it. Let's get a message from Spirit. Good, Debbie. We've just been talking about the last remote, and now we're going to give you a community reading. Have I done the empath prayer yet? No, I haven't. Okay. I want to call on white light protection for myself and this community as we ask permission from Spirit to access the Akashic records. We call on our spirit guides and good angels to be with us. Please give us the clarity and the wisdom that is needed to empower all of us on our journeys, to make the best decisions for ourselves, our families, the planet, the people we love, but also to help those that we may have strife with. And together, collectively, we say, Amen. Let's go in. The 7 Impossible, we don't do private readings on Sunday, sorry. Okay. Oh, how sweet. That was sweet of Sterling. He's so sweet. It may come up in the collective reading, the 7 impossible. She had a personal relationship reading. It might come up. There might be a hint of it in the general that we do for people. I love that prayer too. Oh, Terry Soma is here. Terry Soma can now teach Hcrv. She is a certified teacher of heart-centered remote viewing. Woohoo! Congratulations, Terry. She's got her wings. She got her angel wings. She carries the crown. Got to give that girl respect. She did the hours. She can now teach it, and she did a beautiful teaching manual. So kudos, respect to Terry Soma. Everybody should be congratulating her. Okay, let's do this. So if you have a healing center or anything like that, and you want to do a weekend seminar on teaching Hcrv, you'd like to invite a practitioner. I know that Terry is offering to teach weekend seminars, both in the United States and I think abroad too. She may be open to doing some international conferences as well. I don't want to do that. I certify the teachers and then they go out and they do that. All right, where we're at right now. My goodness, people, we have some great energy for you. Spring is here for this group. I feel this power coming to the group. There's this power over everyone of manifesting. This is a community that is entering into a time where you are manifesting whatever it is you need in order to become happy now. So where you're at right now is you have the base card of Archangel Michael, which is the sword of truth. But what's interesting is that when I go into the energy of this collective, it's what do I need to do now in order to be happy? What do I need to do now to create my own version of heaven and hell? Heaven and heaven, rather, not hell, heaven on earth. So if you have a negative, how do you make it a positive? You know, one of the things that I've noticed when I was cleaning today is just how powerful lighting is. Like, look at the lighting here today. We have a beautiful diffuse lighting coming in. It creates kind of a heaven, doesn't it? Like, what is going on in your life right now that looks like heaven? Does your home look like heaven? Did you bring flowers into your home? What is your home nice and clean and organized? This is a feeling I have when I go into your energy that this community is really going to build heaven on earth for themselves this year. I don't see horror stories about the economy. I know it was scary. I know that we went through a period of inflation that goes on for about 2.5 years. We had a Cold War with Russia. We had a plague hit, but things start stabilizing this spring, and I see a ton of work for people. But this is the year of manifestation, right? We had all that negative karma to work through, but when you go into the energy of this group, you're all manifestors. Also, you have a real clear message from Spirit. Stop wasting your time on things that do nothing but burn energy. If you wake up in the morning like me and you make yourself a cup of coffee, that takes energy, right? But you also get energy. Where do we get energy from? We get it from positive relationships, right? Having brunch on Sunday with our friends, right? Even if it is virtual, right? We know each other in a way, like we're hanging out, we're doing our thing. This can be a way that we get energy. Eating good food, exercising, being around positive energy, meditation. These are things that restore our energy. And then there are things that dissipate our energy and they drag us down into really negative places. We have to decide, are we going to fuel ourselves or are we going to tap ourselves? Because the karma card for you is the 5 of Swords. And I would really hope that people take this seriously because we have only a limited amount of energy. And so we only have a limited amount of time on Earth and we only have a limited amount of energy. Now is the time to manifest what do you need in order to be happy? Because you can get what you want, but you're going to have to start pulling the plug on the things that don't suit you, on the thoughts that are draining you, on the relationships that are draining you. If you do that and just focus on the things that bring you joy, things change very rapidly. You have like the Eight of Wands, success, quick, things happening for you. Oh, look, you're constructing something positive for your life. Look at that. I love that card, Seven of Wands. Standing on high ground, taking a high road. You can be like Zelinsky, right? We can all be fighting the good fight. What do I need? I know who I am. I know why I'm here. I'm here to construct something positive. I'm not here to sit around feeling sorry for myself and being pissed off about what could have been, should have been. And it happens fast. Construction. Get on with it. The sword of truth, Archangel Michael. What we're coming out of, let it go. It does not serve you. If it does, sitting around and being pissed off at people is it going to get you from point A to point B? If you can actually do something about it, great, go for it. But if it's just dragging you into a negative place, you have to make a conscious effort to discipline yourself so that you focus only on those things that are going to be constructive to you and fulfill your mission on earth. What is above you? The King of Rods comes to you as an archetype. This is one of my favorite archetypes. He's the go-getter. He's the entrepreneur. He's associated with Yehuda, who carries the tribe. He is draped in loyalty, just like the Queen of Wands. So this is a time of get up and go. Now's the time to make it happen. Your financial investments, relax. I don't see the stock market collapsing. I did see it having adjustment, which we got through, a winter adjustment, thank God. Remember we had talked about the stock market in the past and about how the economy is changing and we have to get off oil and it's going to be painful and there's going to be oil crap going on, but then we're going to see people moving towards a new green economy. Tesla is going to do very, very well. Some of the Microsoft and some of the tech companies that if they're green, if they're eco-friendly, they're going to be fine in the new green economy going forward between now and the next couple of years of the Biden administration. It's rough because we're switching from an old computer system to a new computer system, an old fuel system to a new fuel system. And there's going to be fighting and there's going to be war and there's going to be financial imbalances, injustice, etc. And that is the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles is also your nest egg. Watch your nest egg. Don't make any extreme, crazy decisions, but be mindful of the ethics and the stability of the company, right? So we want to invest ethically. The future economy definitely is going green. Be frugal, but frugality is not poverty. It's living. If you make $100, you live on 70. So Four of Pentacles is also the camera card. It's about pulling back and looking at your finances, where you're at right now, meditating, a lot of research, a lot of stopgap, meditating, thinking, others in relationship with you, construction. So life goes on. Whether I'm pissed off or not about what I think should be going on in the world, life is going to be going on. Things are being constructed. Life goes on. We can either participate or not. Our hope and our fear, we live too much in the past. It's like we are consumed by dream time, right? You spend 40 years thinking about something that happened 40 years ago. You wake up and you realize you're an old person, right? You don't want to be Three of Swords, trapped by a broken heart in the 9th house. The final outcome for us, justice. Seek balance in your life, seek justice, but also be able to go forward in life. I see lovers coming for many of you. Now is the time for romance. A little bit of flirtating going on as well. Be able to go outside your comfort zone socially. A lot of you are going to be doing a lot of socializing this spring and summer. The lover comes to many of you. Yeah, so basically, it's just saying keep on keeping on and really start prioritizing and letting go of things. If something is making you sad or heartbroken, why dwell on it? If there's no resolution, it's basically the message. It's dream time, right? What the heck am I doing? I haven't dated that jerk since I was 18 years old. What the hell am I doing thinking about a guy I dated when I was 18? I'm 59 years old, right? It's that kind of dream time we sometimes get ourselves pulled into. Three of Swords is heartbreak too. People feel betrayed. To be an ethical person, we must never promise that we're going to do something if we don't do it. It can be really heartbreaking for the other person. It is a great card chart because it's a card chart that denotes get up and go, stoicism to an extent, with the Page of Swords, which is the truth, go forward, and also the energy this spring and summer for people. My gosh, that King of Wands is a powerhouse. That's like Aries, fire, get up and go. So it's a good card chart. But I get that a lot for this group. I get that for myself, that we sometimes limit ourselves by holding on too much with the past. The past can be our enemy. Just worry about doing good work. That's all you have to worry about. You don't have to keep up with the Joneses. You just have to do good work. That's really the spiritual message. I have to do this. I have to do. No, just make sure that your work is excellent and that you're doing what you need to do to create heaven on earth. All right. So I hope that was a joy for all of you. And as we progress in this magical world called life with all of you lovely people, we will now begin the next phase of the performance, which is that I usually sit and drink my tea, and then someone politely says, we must blitz, 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 blitz away. And then we will go through all your wonderful questions. And yeah, that's the story there. Did that move? Kitty's down there sleeping. Mila is in her kitty bed right down there. Can't really see her, can you? There, you can see the little furry. The little furry. Is she the little furry? They're saying hi to you. Did you want to join us for brunch? No, didn't think so. All right, we're getting the order. All right, so let's do this. We have a question from Joni S. Hi, Joni. She wants to know, will Putin ever figure out who is giving up his intel? That is a really good question. Talk about terrifying. Who would it be? It has to be someone from deep inside the military, right? Who's going to figure out his intel? Who's going to figure out his intel? He's not safe. His own people want to give him up. His own people are willing to hand him over to The Hague for a trial. That's how that's how dangerous Putin's situation is right now. They are at a point right now where they are willing to hand this guy over. Anybody ever study the New Testament, the character of Judah, who sells Jesus for 30 pieces of silver? A similar story takes place in the Bible, right? Where Judah sells Joseph for 30 pieces of silver, right? So Judah's an interesting character in the Bible because he's a character that has to do with making mistakes, taking responsibility, owning his behavior, public apology, right? Judah had to apologize when Benjamin in the Bible is held by the Pharaoh. It's Judah that has to formally apologize. So Judah's character is always the one that has to take amends, correct for the sins, etc. That's kind of what the archetype is about. Judah taking 30 pieces of silver, right? So some aspect of Six of Pentacles has to do with betrayal and balance and who shall receive the money and who does not deserve the money. What is fair? But what's interesting is here comes the archetype of Judah. I would not be surprised with these cards if people in positions of power in Russia put hands on Putin and handed him to The Hague. Judah's card. Why? Because they want to normalize relations with the West. The Six of Cups, romance, seduction, an offer. Who gives the offer? Normalizing relations with the world. They're going to hand this guy over. The question, though, that Joni is asking is, does he know? Oh my God, he's in so much trouble. It's the FSB. It's the military and the FSB. It's his own people. Because he became a parasite. There's this philosophy where somebody becomes a cancer from within. That's basically where they're coming from. This idea in FSB and in Russian military that sometimes you can have an enemy from within. Even somebody who thinks that they're trying to help can become an enemy from within. And unfortunately, Putin became an enemy from within. He became a parasite, and that's why we had to take him out. That's basically the philosophy that they're coming from. Even the leader of the FSB, even the leader of the leaders from this perspective can be taken out when they themselves threaten the hive, when they themselves become a threat to the overall good of the party, of the people. So we have Putin being sold, and then we have he put himself in the situation, because Eight of Swords is to put yourself in the situation. And then the star is over Yehuda, the one who betrays. He's in so much trouble. It was necessary to betray you. You became a parasite of the nation. You became the very thing. There's one thing we'll take. When you threaten the FSB, when you threaten us, you became that person. They investigated him. They saw his crazy. They made an offer. And I would say further, it's so bad for Putin that it's not even up for, he's finished. It's not even up for negotiation at this point. They're going to hand him over. If they don't hand him over, he should only wish to be poisoned. Either, I don't even know where he can go to get it's not like his mistress is right now in Switzerland. I can't say they're safe there. Look at this. The world doesn't even want to hear it. He's gone so above and beyond Putin in his behavior. I don't think that what Biden said was wrong, that he has to be removed. His own generals are sabotaging this war and saying, we're going to give him to you. Get him out of here. He's a threat to us. That's what it looks like. Well, of course he's going to find out, because they're going to tell him. Gee, good question, Jonias. Thank you. What do y'all think about that? Yeesh. Can you believe those cards? Oh my God. If you lie down with dogs, you wake up with fleas. I don't know. Not good, right? Not good. Okay. Marie Henson. Hi, good to see you. Marie Henson wants to know, will the Texas power grid be down due to cyber attacks? Solar winds came through Austin. Oh, I heard you guys have been there's been some crazy weather going around. Well, let's go ahead and we'll look at cyber attacks. Not just Texas. Let's just look at, there's been a lot of warnings, and our intelligence agencies are so good right now. You got to admit, it's pretty impressive. Let's see about cyber attacks. It's fun hanging out. Isn't it fun hanging out on Sunday? It feels like a real brunch, doesn't it? It feels like I really am with my friends having brunch. You know, that's why I come I love Sunday brunch. I used to do this show, and then I would call Cash Peters, and then he and I would go out for brunch, right? Or somebody else, right? We would have to do brunch at like 2 p.m. because it would be after the show, or with like Wendy or my friend. Who else do I go to brunch with? There's a few people. Like I would do the show, and then Kay and I went out to lunch once. Yeah, it's fun. Renee and I go out all the time. But yeah, it feels like I'm really hanging out, having brunch with my friends. All right, let's look at the power grid because people are scared. Yes, we're going to have problems with the power grid. I'm sorry. Oh, really? Interesting. The main problem with the power grid has to do with private companies that the Russians were able to get access to some kind of deals they had with, it's the private companies. Private companies were compromised. Here it is, Three of Swords. Yes. Had to do with possibly they took money. I think it has to do with the private sector, something about money. Somehow the Russians were able to get in. You can see here comes the trickster making problems. Two of Pentacles is the juggling coin, the trickster. Here comes King of Cups, which is Biden trying to probably come in and fix the situation. I want to check about the Three of Swords, though, because Three of Swords is, oh, our grid is pretty strong. We have really high security on our grid, but they will definitely try. Look at that. It's the private companies that are vulnerable. Wow, they put in some excellent security, but we are going to get hit this April, probably within next week, April. You know, holding our gas company hostage, making us pay ransom, those sorts of things, those problems can happen. We see them escalating by April. We also have cyber people, hackers working for the American government. So the American government hired hackers to go and hack the hackers. So we have hackers that are investigating the hackers and trying to find out what they're up to. And our hackers actually have a blessing over them. Look at that, over the Two of Pentacles. So they're going in and the hackers are coming after us, and our hackers are protecting that area, but they're actually going and finding who the hackers are and playing with them and screwing their stuff up. So rather than going to businesses in Russia, we're literally going after the hackers and screwing up their stuff. Family, a legacy. Boy, Biden inherited years and years and years of animosity between the United States and Russia. That's really what it looks like. What a mess. But what's nice is this desperate need that many Russians feel to normalize relations with the West. At the same time, the West is going to have to give something, because you look at those, you hear some of what Putin is gone. I think he's out, and I think he's going to face trial in The Hague. With those cards, yes, they're not going to be happy, and they're going to hand him over. But I think that there were legitimate concerns. The Russians do want to have fair trade and not be boxed in and be able and not have to deal with NATO squeezing them out of trade deals with. I think all of that has to be worked out. But yeah, what those cars were crazy. Isn't that interesting? Well, I thought it was rather interesting. All right. All right, we're going to keep going on here, looking at other questions. If people could share, like, subscribe, that would be great. Right now, I just wanted to say also, people are having trouble making appointments by going to Tarot with Whimsy. And if you click on the book now button, it's broken. So people have been complaining they can't book now. If you're trying to book with me, you can book through Booksy. And the Booksy link is in the description of this video. So you just go to the Booksy/Whimsy Anderson, and you can schedule a phone reading. I will call you. Those are phone readings, 30-minute and 1 hour of phone readings. I also shoot private videos for people through Wizio, and that's where you send a question in, and then within a week you get a tape you can save. That information is also in the description below the video. We're trying to figure out the glitch with the website. I apologize for that. And thank you also to everybody who joined the Patreon. Patreon's been really fun as well. So if people join the Patreon, it also is a nice way to support the work. All right, Sherry Clark has a good question here. She wants to know, will Biden get the second Supreme Court justice? You know how people were talking about how Justice Thomas has not been looking right, and he had some kind of infection. It looked to me, when I went into the energy of the infection, this almost looked like he had diverticulitis, actually, when I went in. So I felt like I had an infection, but I also had an infection in the colon, in the digestive area. So that can be potentially very dangerous if you have a bleeding or a burst diverticuli or something like that. It can be quite dangerous. So it felt to me like what had happened with Justice Thomas might have been something like a diverticulitis, just for entertainment purposes only. And then that was why they had to put him on IV antibiotics. But now the question is he leaving, which would give Biden a second Supreme Court, right? So then we still wouldn't have the Supreme Court. We'd be 4-5, with Roberts being the deciding vote. So let's take a look at the Supreme Court. Is Thomas leaving, and are we going to get a second Supreme Court nominee? All right. What is going on with Justice Thomas, and is he going to leave early, and are we going to get another Biden appointment? Christmas, Hanukkah, Purim, Eid, all wrapped into one. Let's take a look. Ooh, he does not want to leave. Talk about a stubborn man. Yes, Justice Thomas is leaving. He's not staying. It doesn't matter whether he wants to stay or not. He can't stay. He does not want to leave. You can see here the first house, Justice Thomas, is the Four of Cups. What's the Four of Cups? Take the offer. Look, you can be, if you are a extreme conservative and you are Clarence Thomas, you can be very proud of your legacy. right? But it's time to quit. Quit while you're ahead because your wife is crazy. And we want to know where she got all that money. I can get the money for that. I can get, yes, but where can you get the money for that, Ginny? See, you're in trouble because you're the money bags. So that whole drama is starting to happen. Now would be the time he can be proud of his legacy as a conservative. If he's proud of being a conservative, and he needs to step down, and that seems to be what people are saying because he's got a 4 cups there. People, multiple requests. Biden, King of Cups. Look at this, Ace of Cups offer. Time to go. Time to go. Happens very quickly, possibly by August. He's out. Yes. See, you can recover from something like diverticulitis and antibiotics, but I don't see. First off, his health is terrible. His wife is facing criminal investigation. She did some stuff that is criminally questionable, and that no. But he's not. Absolutely, he's not staying. I'll tell you why. Because you have multiple times he doesn't want to leave. 4 of Swords, stopgap in the grave for Thomas, which I don't predict death. And also, folks, stop asking the readers if someone's going to die. The readers are trying to be polite with you, but we all are ethical readers. They're not going to tell you if someone's going to die. We're not allowed to predict death. It's rule number 1 of reading 101. We can't tell you that. Readers don't tell people when someone's going to die. We say it looks this or the energy looks that, but none of the readers are going to tell you if someone's going to die, not if they're an ethical reader. So stop asking. But what we can say is that his career looks like it's coming to an end with the 4 of Swords, which is in the grave. Something he didn't want to turn down. But here's the thing, Queen of Rods moving into 2nd position on a blitz over King of Cups, which is my way, boom, boom, values and ethics. Strong female energy, but it's also a strong card of justice and loyalty. I'll tell you, Biden is right. Remember when Biden said, I'm loyal and I do what I say I'm going to do? That is the spirit of the Queen of Wands. He has the Queen of Wands over him. He's loyal and he does what he says he's going to do. So it doesn't surprise me who he picked for the Supreme Court, and he's not done yet. I would not be surprised if he picked another female. But there's no future for Thomas in this court. Look at this. Over the offer, and look what happens. 5 of Swords, walk away. He can't win. Look at this. Look at his disaster by August. By the way, it's only going to get worse for Thomas as more evidence comes out against Gini. Look at this. Tied in a knot. Yeah. He needs to leave while he has a reputation. That's my advice. Yes, we'll get a second. And Biden is seriously considering another female. Isn't that crazy? So women would make up the majority at that point, right? No, we still wouldn't be the majority. But we have 3 females now. Do we have 3 or 4? How many? We've got Kagan. We've got Sotomayor. We've got Amy Coney Barrett. And now we've got Jackson. So that would be 4. So 5, yeah. Women would make up the majority if he picks another woman. Isn't that incredible? Wow, the times we live in. 4 Supreme Court judges that are female. Think about that. Yeah. Okay. So what do y'all think about that? Yes, no. I don't think that Thomas is going to be impeached. I think he's going to step down because he has to step. It's not like the guy has a choice, because he doesn't have a choice because the investigation is escalating against his wife, and now They're following the money. How did you get all this money? These are a lot of buses. This is a lot of money. How do you organize something like this? This takes millions of dollars to organize and train all these people, buses and everything else, and they're wearing Nazi insignia shirts, and you couldn't figure out what, come on. She's going to be investigated forever. She's going to have to, of course, she's going to have to go and speak before the January 6th Commission, but that's not the end of it. They want to know where she got the money. He should leave while he's ahead because it doesn't look good. Well, they said it was an infection, and they said, Thomas, and they said that he would have to be on IV antibiotics. When I went into the energy, I had what did I have? I had, what are those called? Infection, an infection in the colon. I don't know why I can't think today. All right, Gail Ziegler has a question. She wants to know, we'll try for a third time. Well, Gail, if I'm doing readings, I can't read those. I can only read those when I'm reading those. So be patient. My question is, will people want, while I'm talking and I'm doing a reading, read, talk? I can't. I'm only one person. I do my thing, then I do that. All right. Biden changed his mind about Canada Pipeline to help us with our oil issue, at least temporarily. I don't know if the Canada Pipeline would have any impact whatsoever on our oil issue, because our oil issue doesn't have anything to do with the Canada Pipeline. And the Canada Pipeline went through reservation lands, and whether or not it's even legal for us to tear up reservation land and possibly contaminate it with oil residue because we want a pipeline, it's questionable. This is not what caused our oil problems, and it's not the solution. That's what I think intellectually. But let's take a look and see about the Canada Pipeline. It's kind of like a lie the Republicans. The Canada Pipeline being shut down, that's why we're having all these problems. The Canada Pipeline was to supply jobs, mostly in Canada, and the oil was coming from here to there. So it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't have anything to do with the war. The reason why we're in the situation we're in right now is a message to everybody in the United States and abroad, just how many American business people were heavily invested in Russian oil. And we're taking zero interest loans from Russia. We're in the situation we're in right now because there are so many Americans who are compromised, who have made a ton of money off of Russian corruption and Russian business and Russian oil. And that's why we're in the situation we're in. It has nothing to do with Canada. We are so deep in Russia and Russia's oil that that is why people are worried about whether or not America can even survive this. People got seduced by being given money. Being nice. All you have to do is be nice to people and offer to help them out. People think you're a nice person. You're charming. You're giving gifts. You're talking about, come on, Russia's great. You should come visit. I can show you Moscow. We can give you a low loan. No, we're doing it because we want to have a great relationship with the West, from Russia with love. And so you think, wow, Russia, they're actually really nice. I really like doing business with Russia. The next thing you know, no money, no honey, right? The next thing you know, you're compromised. You see this a lot in Florida, right? Talk about a swamp. All those oligarchs with all of their mega yachts being confiscated in Florida, doing business, offering free money to people of interest. They're so nice. What could possibly go wrong, right? All right, the Canada Pipeline. There was definitely a partnership and money that was going to be made. It was going to be quite profitable for somebody. In a way, yes, Gail. Your answer? The Canada Pipeline isn't over. They're going to find another way to produce something very similar that's going to be less controversial. But you know what, Gail? You're not wrong. This is going to continue. They are going to try and make something happen. You can see the legacy, the relationship is there. Page of Pentacles to make money, quite profitable. Empress, Five of Wands to construct something. They are going to try and construct something. Gail, you're right. It's because it's profitable. Also, it would be better to do business with Canada than with Russia, right? Theoretically. Final outcome is yes, we are going to start creating a new pipeline with Canada, but it's going to have to be done in a way that it doesn't damage we can't have it going through reservation land or anything like that. It can't be going through waters and streams that are going to, it's their house. Of course we can't do that. Of course it was wrong to do that. Doesn't mean we can't come up with a pipeline, but it's going to have to be done differently. And it will be done differently, and there will be probably a pipeline. We're not totally off oil for years yet. So you can see here the new part, the inheritance, Three of Wands, the ship coming in. They're going to come up with a way of doing the pipeline that's a little bit better for the environment, because there was a concern about it potentially damaging the water systems. But the good news is Seven of Pentacles moving in. They're coming up with environmentally ways to dig and move the pipeline over the money, because that was what ultimately nixed it. You can't be doing that on the reservation. It's not our land. It's not our decision. It's not up to us. But you can see here, the Empress moves in, wealth, and then solid judgment, and then new beginnings, construction, exchange of ideas, conflict by April. So good question, Gail. Great question. See, I thought it was no way in hell. And then I looked in, oh yeah, they're going to get their pipeline, but they're going to do it differently. Interesting. Thank you for that awesome question. Well, what do you guys think? Should we keep blitzing away? Should we call it a day, or should we keep going? This is so much fun. I love my life. Ooh, Candescent Moon. Good question here. Let's do it. Thank you for the big red question marks. It makes it really easy for me to see stuff. Will we ever see the connections between Putin, Trump, and his crew, Manafort, Stone, Flynn, and oligarchs on yachts from all countries? Oh my God, the whole yachting thing. Boy, Mueller gave us a real education, didn't he, when he was talking about those mega yachts? When we remember when we accessed records on Mueller? He's like, I got to get on those yachts. And he was like, we went into the Three of Wands. And when I was standing on the Three of Wands, I was staring at I was meditating on the Three of Wands. And then I had put myself in the position of Mueller, and I found myself in that position of Three of Wands. And then I remote viewed onto the boats. And the next thing I know, I was like, those mega yachts, they're like governments having meetings. And I wound up in this whole world, and crazy. We live in a crazy, crazy world. But let's see the future of Putin, Trump, Manafort, Stone, Flynn. What's going to happen? Isn't this fun? All right, the connections between Putin, Manafort, Trump, and the other. Oh, yes. It's so over. It's so over. You want to know why? Because there's no honesty amongst thieves. There's no honesty amongst thieves. This is the takeaway from the whole Trump. They all had dirt on each other. Like Stone was having orgies and filming everything. And I've got films on you. You've got films on me. And this is how we create trust. Right? until one of us gets caught, and then we have to make a deal, and then I've got tapes. Well, and I've got all this dirt on you, and you've got all this dirt on me, and we both understand that this is how the game is played. And theft, attempting to flee, attempting to take something and run. So Manafort was trying to leave the country. He was stopped, right? Is that true? So you have this theft attempting to escape, and then Four of Swords, stopgap, isn't able to go anywhere. And then again, here comes Page of Cups. Biden administration is not the Trump administration. The Biden administration is a real administration that's going after corruption, that has a real Justice Department, and the consequences, and it works like a real Justice Department, and people are going to go to jail, and people are going to betray one another. Ten of Swords, stabbed in the back. They will stab each other in the back. The clarification for them, what happens to the thieves? The thief walks away, he can't win. Why did they wind up in the grave? Loose lips sink ships, sobriety. Either they felt like it was their come to Moishi moment or something, but I see sobriety. People are going to jail too, by the way. You had asked Candescent Moon about, you would use certain names in that question too when we did the throw, like Putin, Manafort, Trump, Stone, Flynn. Someone's going to jail. I think Putin, possibly. Look, when you look at the cards we did on Putin, his own people were ready to throw him to the Hague. Hey, you became a parasite of the nation. You know, you became a parasite of the state, right? Well, we have a way of dealing with parasites. Here you go. So you have the same thing, jail. Devastated. Yeah, they're gonna sell each other out. No honesty amongst thieves, right? That's basically how it is. These are not honorable people. So Foggy Ozark, Ginny Thomas. Is Ginny Thomas deep in bed with Russian oligarchs to take over the world like as Trump and other congressmen? You know, you wonder. She certainly got money. It's not coming out of her bank account. That's really, look, when you go in the energy and you see those cards and you meditate using Hcrv on those cards, because that's how Hcrv works. You look at the card, you go to your gut, you put yourself in the position of the target, which is Ginny, and and when you put yourself in that situation and you put yourself in the situation of the people that are investigating it, it always boils down to the money. How was she able to organize this? Who did she go to? She went somewhere for help. If she went to the Heritage Foundation, somebody gave the money, wasn't the Heritage, but I'm saying some type of a think tank, where'd they get the money? So that's the issue with Ginny Thomas. She's so confused. She really thought she was helping. No. Look at that, 5 of Cups. Somebody spills the beans. She was very naive. She really thought that, but I thought that I was helping. We're patriots. Look, this looks so bad. She's got jail cards. She's going to be questioned. The FBI is going to talk to her. She's under some kind of a federal. She's getting some kind of an audit. Look at this. Facing jail, grieving. Look at that. Grieving. And then there's the incarceration. Look at this. And then within 1 year, Ace of Swords victory, starting in April, an investigation. Look at this. The sun comes out, and then the high priestess, the truth. This is like when you're under investigation, when you have to speak to people. Look at that. The empress, the high priestess, the keeper of the Torah, the sun comes out. And then look at her final outcome, the Ten of Swords. She is very confused, and this is not going to end well for her. She's back. She doesn't understand. But I was trying. What? Why is this? Huh? She needs help. She's in a lot of trouble. Jesus. Can you believe that? Anyway. Joanne Burgess, do I think that Biden's popularity will increase with NATO? Well, you heard what the Ukrainians said when he came to the camp. They said, we trust you implicitly. Trust you 100%. He's very loved at NATO. And his predecessor, people loved Barack Obama as well. They're dearly loved in Europe. Being with Cash Peters is a lot of fun. Yeah, we have some great conversations. I don't get to see him anymore because I live in Portland. But, yeah, I've made a lot of great friends by doing this channel. And yeah, I kind of miss my friends in Los Angeles. We had some good times. All right, folks. I think we're going to give it a day, give it a rest. It's already past 12:30, and I want to go ahead and support other people. I think maybe Linda might be coming on a little sooner, or other readers, and we want to honor them. Thank you, everybody who has donated to the channel, supported the channel. Thank you, everyone who's become a member. Thank you to everyone who's become a Patreon. I'm going to try and shoot something for Patreons today. Maybe I'll go for a hike out in nature, and I'll bring you all with me. That'll be fun. Or maybe just downtown Portland. I don't know. Got to get some exercise in. Again, my apologies if you're having trouble booking an appointment on the Tarot with Whimsy.com website. It's a little messed up right now, but you can book an appointment with me through Booksy. And if you go to the description of this video and book now, click on Booksy. That's how you do that. Also, if you're trying to get a 5-minute $20 reading, you can get those through Wizio by sending me a question, and I will get that back to you in a couple of days. For those of you who are waiting on your Wizio questions, I have a ton of Wizio questions in my email to get to. I'm going to get to those later today after I give myself a nice, good hike. I don't know what else to say. You guys are awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the love. Thank you for spending your days with me. Good to see you too, Terry. Sherry Proctor Minor, hello. R. Harris 4473, good to see you. All right, I'm going to call it quits. Be sure and share, like, subscribe. It helps with the algorithm. And I think that's all I got for you. Be sure and share and support the other readers. Have a great, awesome. I'll see you. I am going to wear a mask. Aren't I coughing a lot less though today? I did not mix the soil at all today. So I still have allergies to whatever pollen is in the air, but it's not. When I start mixing bags of dried soil, it really messes my lungs up. Yeah. Keep praying for Ukraine. Keep fighting the good fight. Keeping your beautiful, awesome selves. All right. Take care, everybody. Love and light. Thank you.